What's up? What is up? Yeah.
I can't with this.
Welcome to another episode of Comfortable Being Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all like that? That was that Jadakiss joint. That shout out to Jadakiss. Y'all like that?
Yeah, I was like, that was good.
Yeah, man. So, we back here live for another episode, live from the DMV. Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. But I gotta do my round table joint, man. What's up, Trent, man? How
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing, man?
What's wrong with this dude?
Everything.
What's wrong with this dude, man? Rob, man, what you got going on, man? How you feeling? How you live?
Not a thing. I'm actually chilling, but I want to give a quick shout out before we get started. I want to give a shout out to Nanny Queen Anne. I got the nicest slippers, hand knit slippers, in the mail from my nanny, and I just want to say thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it.
That's what's up.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, man. Can I get a pen?
No.
All right. Hey, look, shout out to ARC, man. If you're looking for a way to promote your business on any platform, whether it be a small business or a black-owned business or whatever, you can go to arcoutlets.com and you can promote your business for, I think, about 60%. You get 6% revenue or something like that. Just check them out. Also, man, big shout out to Rock Bottom LLC, man, for our beats, man. They continue to produce some of the best beats in the local area, man. So shout out to them in Virginia Beach. Keith, man, is the man to hit him up.
Yes, sir.
Tell him we sent you or whatever. All right, man. Look, man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. But hey, yo, first and foremost, if y'all haven't seen, man, we got some new cups, man, by one of our sponsors, man, and y'all see it, but it's Beltway Designs created these cups, man. Put the logo on these Yeti type style cups, man.
Nice.
Shout out to Beltway Designs. Appreciate you all, man.
Thank you.
If like I said, we plan on selling these and getting you all spun up, man. So we're doing a lot of prototype stuff right now. So see what we like, see what we don't like, and all this good stuff. So shout out to Rick and Denise. But what's in the cups, man? What y'all got in the cups? Rob, you always drinking something.
What you got? What you got in the cup, bro?
Honestly, bro, I don't even know what the hell's in my cup anymore. Like I had an idea when we first started out, but honest to God, I don't know what the hell's in there now. It's some sort of it's alcohol.
It's juice.
No, you got juice. I got alcohol. I got some sort of something in there, and it's delicious.
Cause Trent over here just scientist experimenting.
Yeah, man, I'll be out here experimenting.
Terrible.
Just be out here mixing.
Yeah. All right.
And what you got in yours, man? Since you want to ask all the questions.
What you got in your cup?
So look, hey man, Trent is very, he resourceful at times, and so he came here a couple weeks ago and drank all my 4 roses.
That's not
Damn
true.
sure did.
That's not true.
Damn
I
sure
drank
did.
all your sweet tea.
Rob, he drank.
Damn sure did.
Drank it all, man. So then he had to replace it, man. So my rule is, if you come to my house and you drink my alcohol or anything out of my house, my thing is you come in, you replace it. You know what I'm saying? You can bring a bottle, whatever it is that you want to bring, preferably
What you drank.
what you drank, you replace it. So he came in with a half a bottle of rum from Venezuela.
You know what? Here we go.
So leftover.
First of all,
he said, all right, yeah.
First of all, the 4 roses that you had was backwash, so I had a quarter of that, and so it wasn't. So I'm not gonna replace a whole like a little bit of a quarter with a whole bottle. But I did bring it was 89% full of rum.
89%.
Wow.
89%.
89%.
Yeah. Okay.
Which means it was more than a quarter that I had at the 4 Roses last time. Right?
You still don't even look like you're old enough to drink.
You know what? You know what it is? It's the camera link that I keep telling Rob I look like a little kid right here. For some reason, I need to stand up here. I need a pillow. I need a pillow on my stuff.
You need a My Pillow.
I need oh no, I only know my pillow. That brother need Jesus. Is what he need. Let me get a pillow here. Hold on. Stand.
Don't put your butt on my pillow, man.
Come on, man.
What's wrong with you?
Terrible. He's terrible.
Oh, look at me. I look grown
He's
now.
out of control.
Oh, yo. Anyway, man, look, man, in
He's out of
news.
control.
That feels good, man. That's soft. This is a My Pillow. See, we gotta stop having you having control over there, so because we don't know when you're gonna do it.
Anyway, look, man.
Terrible.
In Brunswick, Georgia, man, we had 3 elders pass away of heart attacks. And
My condolences.
yeah, our condolences. But yo,
What were they doing?
it was 72-hour long threesome.
Wow.
72-hour long threesome, and all 3 passed away shortly thereafter of heart attacks. I think they did. I think they did it. Yo, what a way to go out with a bang!
Oh my God.
72
72 hours.
hours.
72 hours with.
I'm young. I can't go for 72 hours.
I mean, they had Viagra on the nightstand
72
and
hours.
just physical exertion, and all 3 of them had heart attacks within minutes of each other.
Do you think they were trying to do that way because they wanted to go out the right way? Because I mean, if you go for real for 72 hours,
Yo, like I said,
and you in your 70s and 80s,
like I said, you went out with a bang.
They went out better than Elvis did. Elvis died on the pooper. So,
yeah.
so I'm just saying. I mean, maybe they came from the rock and roll era. And they wanted to go out with a little rock and a little roll.
They did.
You never know.
Man, they did. I gotta.
Can you imagine what the last sex position that they have?
Yo, could you
who
imagine?
found them? I would imagine who the people that found them, what they were thinking.
Yeah.
They like
What if one of them was on top of you and died, and then you're trying to worm out from underneath of it, and then you die?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I used to. It was funny. My senior year of high school, I worked at a nursing home, and man, we would hear all kind of stories. And see, first of all, don't look.
No.
We would hear stories or whatever. Like that's what they were doing. They were just all over the nursing home, just doing everything.
Shout out to Folkways, because I was working there.
You were in
in high
nursing home
school,
too? Man, like that's like it was wild. Like there was one lady, man. Like we would go to pass out food and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
She was.
You ever,
she was
you
like
ever heard
70.
of, you ever heard of the Villages?
Huh?
You ever heard of the Villages in Florida?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like
It's Sean
upscale
Hannity and them
Yeah.
guys on Fox News. They pump the Villages all the time.
yeah, I
especially
see them
Glenn
all.
Beck and
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's like one of the retirement communities. I
Yeah.
forget what the age group is and up.
Yeah.
And I hear like horror stories like this. I wouldn't be surprised if something like this actually happened like multiple times a year.
Oh my goodness,
I mean,
yeah.
They said that the highest rate of STDs of people
Yep.
over the age of 60 years old
Happened at the Villages?
happened
yeah.
at the Villages in Florida.
Nasty.
It's from like sex,
Oh.
65 to like 80 something, whatever. Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah,
It's like
STDs being passed. Oh,
Hey,
it's
so
crazy.
Rob, just
What
to
up?
let you know, man, we know that you're on your way down there. So make sure you protect yourself.
Rob got kids, man. They gonna let him stay at the crib, man. They ain't gonna put him in no home.
They gonna put him right.
They ain't gonna put him in no
gonna put
home.
his old senile ass in the home. They're gonna be like, "Yo, Rob, you gotta go. You got to go."
Villages.
Look,
I still
look.
remember the damn jingle from the damn commercial. Hey, you know
Like,
what?
I
Actually,
told my
you know what's
parents,
really funny is I actually
nah.
have a timeshare in Florida.
At the village.
No, I don't. You guys are
I
terrible.
told you, man.
He heard
that's
this
the-
story,
you
he
been
was like,
you been-
timeshare.
Hey, Rob, you been scouting it out? You been scouting it out? You was like, I gotta try it out.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm not talking for the rest of the show. I'm just gonna sit here.
My man pushing 40, so he don't got time.
Who?
You pushing
Me?
40? Yeah, ain't you pushing 40?
Pushing 40?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take that.
Oh, you pushing 50? Anyway, yo, check it out.
we pushing 40.
Yeah, we pushing 40. Hey, yo, anyway, check it out.
I'm pushing.
Chicago.
I'm pushing 40 like Biden's pushing president.
Finally. I was waiting for them to do something for you. It's always me. Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, boo.
Appreciate it.
Booty.
Appreciate it.
Anyway,
We're not talking Biden today.
Chicago, man. Chicago's on the brink of war with their own police. The citizens of Chicago, man, have come out and said that no police officer is safe, man. That's kind of scary. It's kind of scary.
Let me tell you something. If you go back to 3 episodes where I said what they were talking about when they were bringing the federal officers into Portland, and they were talking about doing that to Chicago. And I said on this show, I was like, that Chicago is not Portland.
We're not having it.
That's the wrong spot because there's I got a homeboy who he's a Chicago PD or whatever, and he said there's certain neighborhoods they don't go into because they literally shoot at them if they go into the neighborhoods, whatever. They don't even go into certain neighborhoods in Chicago, mainly on like the South Side, bro.
Mm.
So I kept telling people, I was like, dude, it's not Portland, man. Chicago, no. And you see what's going on.
I mean, what I read in the article, you know, that supports this is that all the gangs had got together and called a truce. And they had called a truce, and they were going to, I don't know anything about
How
that.
they gonna call it truce? They had multiple homicides over the last few days.
I mean, it's not always gang related.
Yeah, true that. True.
You know,
It's
but,
just, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, at the same time, they had pretty much said that any police officer that has their gun out is they're going to shoot on sight.
Mm.
I'm just going to let you know, man. If you got a badge on your chest, you got my respect because there's no way in hell. God, dinosaurs like me, you know what I mean? We'd have been either in jail or retired already.
Man.
Like I just could not be a cop today. I just couldn't, man.
Have you read the book, The Spook Who Sat by the Door? Because
No.
it talks about that.
I didn't read it.
It's exactly
I
that.
heard of it.
It's
I heard
exactly
of it. I
that.
gotta read
Is it good?
It's it's amazing. Like the book came out I think in 1971 or something like that, and the movie it did like a movie in 1974, and they banned the movie and the book in certain places or whatever because it's really good. But like it gives that it talks about that where like, you know, he comes back, uses his training from the CIA or whatever. I don't want to give too much away or whatever, but he literally builds a truce with all the gangs in Chicago, whatever, and they start doing guerrilla warfare against the police and National Guard.
Oh wow!
It's powerful.
Almost something similar to the movie, the 24th. I was telling you all about.
Yes.
You all got to check that out.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out the 24th, man, you got to check that out. It's about a infantry division, all black, back during I want to say
World War II? I think so.
World War II.
Yeah.
In Houston, Texas area. Y'all, I'm not going to tell you all the deals or the specifics about it, but you all got to check it out, man.
Yeah, it's pretty gritty.
Yeah, very. All right. It's the funny thing is, it's a lot of people say this is the type of stuff that, you know, NFAC was talking about. You know, but
boy.
we're not gonna go down that road.
Let's not talk
Anyway,
Yesterday was that day.
all right, man, Trent, man, you know, hey, it's that time, man. We got to do this around the horn, man. What you got, man?
Yeah, so the first thing we got, Niecy Nash, man. Shout out to her. You know, she was married twice. And then and talk about and put this in context, whatever. You know, she was married to, you know, two males, whatever. But she has come, you know, officially come out. She's married her longtime friend. It's a musician, whatever. Really good artist, Miss Bettis. And yeah, man, shout out to her, man. Like she's you know, I guess she figured out. She was like, hey, like, you know, this is a person that I love, and blah blah blah. And Niecy Nash is also back on Reno 911. Is they're bringing that show back, whatever.
Right.
So she's
Oh,
come,
yeah.
So she's, you know, she's coming back on the scene and stuff. And she's got the show on TNT, Claws, that got Emmy nominated as well. So yeah, but shout out to Niecy Nash, man, for, you know, living your truth, man. That's what's up.
For me, I'm just happy for her. I mean, honestly,
You happy for somebody, Rob?
yeah, you know, I'm
It
happy,
ain't
man.
too
I'm just
loud,
happy
ain't
that
too
she found love, you know what I mean, and her wife found love too. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't honestly really care who you sleep with. I don't care who you marry. It doesn't make my question is this, and I'm gonna ask both of y'all.
Yeah.
Why do we give such a shit that
About-
she's
about-
about her being either gay or straight? Why does
Well,
anybody care?
I don't think anybody cares.
Nobody cares.
I-
It's just, it's, you know, like we just talk. You know, we bring out the topics, whatever, and then we shouldn't care, right? But I think
Exactly.
yeah, we shouldn't care. But I think the way our society is made right now, and it's like, all right, when somebody actually finally comes out and lives their truth, and I guess it's good news where we're at as a society now. Something like that is good news. Somebody finding love finally, right?
Well, I mean, I feel about her the same way that I feel about anybody getting married.
yeah.
I'm excited for them. No matter, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as they're not marrying their cat, you know what I mean, or something.
Or their
like that.
dog,
Or their dog.
which happens. Yeah.
I saw that. But anyway, yeah, back to topic. You know, as far as I'm concerned, my mom told me when I was a kid, she was like, "Listen, I don't care. You know, I'm not the one that has to wake up next to him every day. You do."
Yeah. Yeah.
So, shout out to my mom for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She very early on put that in my head.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And I'm happy for Miss Nash and Miss Bettis.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Awesome. Next thing we got, man, this makes me like really excited. Whether you're a fan or not of Tyler Perry and his plays and his shows, whatever, you got to give it up to, man. He's the newest billionaire. I knew somebody was gonna say it,
Boo.
but he is the
Haters.
newest. I mean, but see, as a
See, we got it. We talking about this topic
as
later
a
on
black
today, man.
as a black man, like, you know what I'm saying, no matter how he got there, anyway, Tyler Perry is the newest billionaire. And I'm super excited, man. They finally, Forbes calculated his net worth or whatever, and it came to $1 billion, whatever. Man, Tyler Perry has been on the scene for forever. He's been doing his thing. When he first started the plays, whatever, he was living in his car, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And going from living in your car in the 90s, right, to now being a billionaire. And here's the thing,
20 years later, you're a billionaire.
Yeah, a black billionaire, which
Yeah.
also makes me super excited.
And I love the way, like, I'm not a big fan, not to cut you off, but
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of Tyler Perry's. But let me tell you something about this dude. My favorite singer passed away.
Who's
He
that?
he sent his private jet to pick her body up and bring her back, Whitney Houston.
Oh, Whitney Houston.
Yo,
Like,
he's a
he is
stand-up dude.
always there.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
always doing the shit that Oprah always talks about. America's
Oh,
favorite,
there you
America's
go.
favorite mammy.
Give me that. Give me
yeah.
that.
He does all the things that the Michael Jordans and the Magic Johnsons and the Oprah Winfreys never do.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry is always there.
Yeah.
And that's why, even though I'm not a very big fan of his work, I will always respect that man.
Yeah, he puts his money where his mouth is, bro.
Absolutely.
I mean, like, he bought that. Was it 325 acres or something like that in Georgia? It's the old Confederate military base, whatever. Bought that and turned it into his own studio. Now it's the largest movie studio, whatever. Owned by, like, in general, not just by a white person, but a black man owns the largest studio.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes me, it makes me.
I mean, could you
happy,
imagine
man.
the wealth that you would have if you had Oprah, LeBron, Michael Jordan, and all these other, like, A-list celebrities and, the Will Smiths of the world get together, put their money together, and go out and do something crazy like buy half a state?
I've been
again-
saying
but
that,
again,
bro. I've been saying that.
But they
Gentlemen.
want to, but they want to stand around and stick their fingers in your face and
Yeah.
tell you about how you not being out there on the front line, which Trent and you guys, I know you guys are always out there on the front lines, but they want to stick their fingers in my face and tell me how I'm not out there on the front lines.
Yeah.
And what we can do to make America a better place for black people.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, nah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I ain't got a whole bunch of zeros in my bank account. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But you could get together with your Harvey Weinsteins, you know what I mean, and their production companies and go out here and really affect change.
Yeah.
If you want to make everybody have universal health care, then stop ramming it down everybody's throat and pay for it yourself.
I keep saying, I keep telling people, I'm like, yo, if the people that have all this big time money or whatever that's coming out on Twitter and pushing activism and, people like LeBron James is putting his money where his mouth is, right? LeBron
Well, he
James is
always
doing
has.
he's doing his work, right? But if
He always
everybody else that had that same platform did the same thing, man, imagine where we could be. Right, and we're going to talk about it's not the next topic, but it's topic after this. Whatever, we're going to talk about putting your money where your mouth is
Yeah,
for
we'll
black
save that.
people, right? Yeah, but the next topic, you know what I'm saying? Again, shout out to Tyler Perry, man. I love that. But next thing is, and Rob's going to love this one, bro. Nancy Pelosi, oh, Lord, was caught getting her hair done at a salon that was apparently supposed to be closed, right? Because of state mandates, I believe.
Man, now you talk about privilege.
Privilege.
That is privilege among
Privilege. And my
everything.
man Rob.
Man, hold
is
on, y'all gotta see
upset.
this.
He got pictures and he got print screen.
Rob, what you doing, man?
He got highlight. My man is okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on over to Rob.
no,
Cause
don't turn nothing over.
He got a
Rob.
book, man. He got a
He
book.
gonna interject anyway.
Look at his face right now. Look at he.
Rob, so what you got, man?
We've got Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced on Wednesday that she would require all House members and aides to wear a mask on the floor of the Capitol building. Then she turned around. This, of course, happened back in, I believe it was April. Then she turned around and she lobbied the CDC to pass national COVID guidelines to force American citizens to all wear masks. Then she turns around and in San Francisco, she goes and gets caught on camera on September 1st getting her hair done with no mask on. On top of that, she was inside the building that she was not supposed to be in. And it was my understanding, and the rest of everyone else in California, that you were not supposed to be doing people's hair indoors.
Can I do like you Republicans do sometimes?
Oh, wait a second.
Challenge you?
Wait a second. So to make matters even worse, several days later, she had her nephew, the governor of California, pass a law thereby making or reinstating indoor hair salon or indoor restaurants to be allowed to serve people indoors now after his aunt got caught out there.
And that's why people don't trust
man.
Democrats, man. Honestly, that's why, that's why people don't trust Democrats.
Hey man, look, let me play this. Let me play this devil's advocate.
Did you?
Let me play this devil's advocate.
Because I don't trust it. Because
I'm
I need
gonna
to
do
revel
this.
in this.
You're reveling in this because what you saying.
But you know that about me though, Rob. I mean, you know I'm how
But
I
you-
shoot, right? I'm an independent person. You know
Here's
what
the
I mean?
thing. Here's the thing.
Go
You
ahead,
got
Doc.
Republicans that sit up here and want to talk about what Nancy Pelosi did. Everybody know that shit was wrong. Everybody know that shit was wrong. Come on,
Blatantly wrong.
But the examples that you gave, or the facts that you gave, talking about she got her nephew to change the law. Well, if we must talk about some of the things your boy 45 has done, he has said that he was against immigration and all these other things, and not to mention his
He's
wife
against
was
illegal immigration.
Excuse me, time out.
Oh my goodness! What is that?
You like that?
No, all we need is a unicorn economy.
But no,
I
but
need
for
a
real,
drink.
but no, but like your boy 45 said that he against immigration and all this other stuff, and he has an immigrant as a wife.
Illegal immigration.
Hey, she came over illegal too. And then the fact that he all of a sudden changed the laws, or he was able to get people to lobby and change laws so that way his wife could become a citizen and her parents.
You know what that shows me? You know what that shows me?
I'm just saying.
You know what that shows me? That before Rob, you know what that shows me? That both parties do not have
Our best
interest at heart.
You are
Both
absolutely
parties are
correct.
trash. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
correct.
That's it. That's I mean, Donald Trump is
I
going
can
to be
agree
Donald
with you.
Trump. The Republican Party is going to be Republican Party. Democrats are going to be Republicans. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, they're going to be who they're going to be.
But here's the thing: we all said
Kamala
that. We said
Harris.
That. What about Kamala Harris?
Stand by now. Hold on. I didn't say no. I ain't.
yeah,
No, hold on. No, hold on
I
now.
said, wait, hold on.
I'm
What
not gonna
you
let
talking
you do
about Kamala
that.
Harris,
I'm
man?
not gonna let you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on both parties is trash. But you.
Well, let's see. We got some.
Oh, he got. He
Kamala
got
Harris.
Kamala Harris stuff.
Because
Look, I mean, because
he got a whole book.
I'm
over
about to say
here.
because a few weeks ago, man, Rob was pretty much sitting here
he was
agreeing.
trying to. Trying to get her number. Is what he was
Yeah,
trying to do.
he was agreeing and talking about,
right, Rob? You trying to get her? I was trying to get her number.
Listen, I got nothing to offer Kamala Harris.
Look at Rob.
But I mean, back to Nancy Pelosi. This woman is literally 2 heartbeats away from being a president of the United States.
It's privilege. It is privilege,
It's
privilege,
terrible.
privilege.
Yeah.
And somebody
I
put
have
some,
a problem with people who pass laws and force everybody in the entire country to adhere to their rules, and then they feel like they can exempt themselves.
I agree with you.
But you
But everybody does that. That's what I agree with you.
So you
Every-
can't.
every party
so you
does
can't,
that. That's
you
the
can't.
problem.
You can't sit here and say that, Rob, because you support Trump, and Trump does. He's the prime example of somebody who does it.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. So I know you say you hate it. So please hate it when he does it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just hate it when he does. Call him.
Have I ever disagreed with you when I feel as though that Donald Trump has done something stupid or said something retarded? Said something dumb
I'm not
on
gonna
Twitter.
say. I'm not
No,
gonna say.
Rob
yeah.
is always Rob has been
Yeah,
out there. And
I'm not gonna
he's called Trump out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say-
and that's why.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's called Trump.
No, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you don't always agree or that you always agree.
Everybody knows I'm a Ted Cruz dude. I just support Donald Trump because he's in the office.
Hey, yo, it's so funny. I was watching MSNBC this morning, and they were talking about they brought back the whole where Trump called Ted Cruz's
Lion
dad.
Ted.
Was it Lion Ted?
No. Where he brought up that Ted Cruz's dad was part of the assassination of JFK. That came back out again. I'm like, they are literally scraping the bottom of the barrel right now to find any all kind of stuff. This is wild. But anyway,
Well,
oh my
I believe that Ron's an alien. I mean, that doesn't make me, is that going to come back and bite me when I run for office next week?
It is. Anyway, so let's moving on from Nancy Pelosi being Nancy
What'd you call
Pelosi.
her? Nasty Pelosi?
Nasty. I said nasty. I did not say nasty
I thought you said
Pelosi.
nasty
I am not
Pelosi.
Trump. I ain't calling nobody nasty.
Okay.
I ain't calling no woman
It
nasty.
must be nice to have your nephew as the governor of California. It just must be nice.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's politics. I wish I had Anyway, so
Killer Mike.
going back to the
Kill your masters.
100%. Going back to the next big news, and this is a exciting news. So in Wilkinson County, which I believe was Toomsboro, Georgia, and Toomsboro, Georgia, they were, for context again, once going back, they were selling their city, whatever, for a certain amount of millions of dollars, I believe. But 19 black families came together and pulled their money together, and ended up purchasing 96 acres of land. And their goal is to turn it into a safe haven for black people, right? And so, if for all of our people,
property, baby,
it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And I keep talking. I've said this multiple times in the show, right? Like things that help black people, whatever, is purchasing land and resources, and banking black and all this other stuff. And they're putting. They're actually doing the work. Like we did last week. But like these 19 black families are actually doing the work. It's a project called please I really want people that are listening to us, our viewers, to literally go out here and check them out. It's called the Freedom Georgia Initiative, right? And see exactly what they're doing, because they are literally setting the stage for what black people should be doing. If you got if you can afford it or whatever, pull your money together, man. We talk about group economics with Dr. Claude Anderson. I always bring him up or whatever, but group economics, they're actually doing the work. This is what I'm talking about, man. Honestly.
Well, when I was in Iraq, I used to be the RTO for one of our colonels, and we got into a little bit of a scrape one night. I remember establishing contact with some fixed wing fast movers at a certain high altitude, and I remember Black Cat 2-1. That was their name. And, pilots, they don't like returning home with ordnance. They want to let their bombs go, just like we like to get into fights, And so I'm just going to sit here and say, so you say this is black people, right?
This is all black, 19 black families.
So it's 19
black families.
So we got 19 black families where in Georgia?
In Georgia, yes.
So this happened in Georgia.
In Wilkinson County, Georgia.
Okay,
yes, sir.
More than likely they're probably Democrats. All right, so So
come on, man.
I want to fly. What's
that got to do with anything?
You were Air Force. If I was a TAC P, how would I have my combat controllers come in?
Are you?
I'm thinking about dropping ordnance. I just want to check in.
But time out.
Rob, I literally thought you were going.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say support.
You answered all my questions.
You know what?
Are you literally about to? Are you literally about to shit on these black families for doing the work?
It goes to.
Sorry for my language. I apologize for my language.
I'm just trying to find.
Rob, why?
It goes to our issues that we talk about. We're gonna talk about this segment.
Rob needs a hug, man.
I don't know what he needs, but I tell you what we're gonna do right now. What we're gonna do?
I'm gonna give Rob a hug during this break.
Yo, we're gonna run to a quick commercial break from a couple messages.
Just asking
from our sponsors. Y'all check it out.
I can't ask questions.
It's confession time.
Are you still searching for clothes in your closet? Looking for that summer outfit, maybe that fall outfit? Well, hit up my man at Shades of Faces. Shades of Faces has some of the tightest urban swag out there. You can hit him up on Instagram or Facebook, Shades of Faces, and tell my man that Comfortable Being Uncomfortable sent you. What's up, man? It's Doc Ronnie Mac. Yo, I just had to stop by to drop this nugget on you all. If you're looking for some comfortable activewear that you can wear to the gym, around the house when you're cleaning up, or when you're in the street running errands, you need to shop at Recovery Athletics. All you have to do is go to www.recoveryathletics.com to get both women's and men's fashionable and functional apparel. Even sweeter,
yo, it will not break the bank. You know why? Because we're running a 35% off promotion. All you have to do is use code RA35 at checkout, and you will get 35% off your entire order. Now, come on. Top brands can't even top that, yo.
All right. Yeah, so I'm glad that Rob brought up a lot of that from the his non-support of the black folks that were doing the things that they were doing in what was it? What'd you say that was at Trent? What did he say it was? It was in Georgia. Georgia. It's Georgia, right?
Yeah, Wilkinson County in Georgia. Toomsboro, Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? Oh, my bad.
I was going to say that's the perfect name. Did you say Toomsboro?
Yeah.
TOMB?
No, it's TOOMSBORO.
That's all right.
I believe.
That's all right. It's
Toomsboro.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
But
But it leads us to our next topic, man.
What's the next topic?
Atomic? What is atomic? It leads us to our next
Oh.
topic, man.
I
We
said
talk about
topic. I didn't say topic.
we were talking about crabs in the barrel, right? The mentality. that,
oh, you didn't just call me a crab.
yeah, you pretty much exemplified it yourself.
Ooh,
Why, you dirty bastard.
it's kind of like
You see this
correct.
shit? You see this?
Dude.
But you did come at our
you
19
did.
black
You
families
did.
pulling their money together for this
I'm
initiative, though.
happy. And when I take your 94 acres, I will remember you with the memorial.
Anyway,
Oh Lord.
so
Nah, I'm very happy for y'all.
So look, here's the thing. All right, we talked about this last week. We talked about it shows in the past.
Yes.
There is a mentality, and we talked about it earlier today. There's a mentality amongst the black community,
Yes.
black and brown community,
Yep.
to where people feel that there are other black people who hold them back. Right? There's not enough support in the black business, small black businesses. We're always looking out for handouts, talking about, well, hey, why don't you just hook me up this time and I'll pay you the next time, or stuff like that. And it's sad because in a time like this right now, we're dealing with COVID, right? We don't have much else to fall back on in the black community, in a sense, to where we need to uplift each other and support each other as much as possible. People ask the question. How come white people or people of Caucasian ethnicity are able to succeed at a higher rate than black people? Is it because they get a handout? Is it because they get more? They have more resources? Well, I attribute it to support. They have other friends and family who support them in their movements at all times. Whereas for us, Rob, if you're trying to do something, I'm going to sit here and blast you and tell you no. Many people don't know, Rob does his own podcast here and there on his own Facebook channel from time to time.
Occasionally.
And the thing is,
stalk it.
if I was a crab in the barrel, if I was a crab in the barrel type of dude, I would sit here and say, you know what, I'm going to go up here and just roast them. And take it
And
down.
you have.
I roast you, but I roast you. I roast you to get you worked up.
Part of the
Yeah,
entire show
I
is
roast
when
you
he
on it.
shows up.
But I'm saying, like, I can sit here and tell you, I don't want you to be on this show because I don't want you to bring that and try to market it here, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? The reason we have certain sponsors is because they're black owned, they're women owned.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, they're veteran owned. I'm trying to support us. I'm trying to support things that I care about. I care about, women's rights, equal rights. I care about black people. I care about veterans. So those are the type of people that I'm looking out for and say, hey, I want you to be a supporter of our show. And so when we talk about crabs in the barrel, we have to get out the mindset that somebody else is trying to outdo me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is instilled in a black person's mind that we think that somebody's always trying to out them or trying to get them.
I think it is instilled in us throughout and here's the thing, right? I think we didn't have access to a lot of opportunities for generations. You know what I mean? And so if you look at people like within the, if you want to say like the white community or whatever, or even communities outside of you know, see, like the Jewish community and stuff like that, right? There was opportunities, whatever, that was giving, that was continuing to pass down, and there was education that was passed down with those different cultures and races or whatever. And the thing is, that wasn't really passed down to us or whatever. And so, you know, and we have the topic why whites are, you know, exceeding more than blacks, whatever. And I think I personally believe it goes back to education, and it goes back to like you said, support. You know, and having a backing and people behind us, whatever. It takes, again, it's still, you know, hard for black people to even get a home loan and, you know, at a regular bank, right? And that just goes into the whole systematic thing that we talk about for forever, right? And so that plays into it. Systematic racism plays into it, right? Whether it's a home loan, whether it's education, right? Which is why affirmative action was passed, you know, and whatever your opinion is with affirmative action, right? It's because there wasn't the playing field wasn't leveled, and the thing is, the playing field is still not leveled, but we're trying to get there, and whatever. And but the thing is, when you have generations that have been doing better and have had that support for forever, you know, for decades, you know, I mean, we're behind the curve. When it comes to that, I think we're starting to figure it out as black people. We're starting to be like, all right, cool. Like, you know, we need to, you know, have, you know, every black family should have an LLC. Every black family should have a trust. You know, every black family should bank black. Everybody, you know, I think we're starting to get to that point. But it took 2020, right, for us to figure this out. And I think that's why. But when you talk about, like, you know, crabs in a barrel. It's sad, man, when you got people, we should be supporting each other as black people just in general, because we're already behind the curve, like I said. But you got people that I think when they get theirs, it's a whole mentality that I think goes back to slavery, where you had the whole, and people probably can disagree with me, it's okay, but where people had the whole, you know, you had a certain amount of Negroes that were put above another set of Negroes, whatever. And that has really been passed down. From generation to generation, honestly, you know, you've got a certain it's a YouTube link I want to send you guys. It talks about the Black 1%, and it talks about where, you know, they usually they will intermarry just like the white communities will do, right? Like the Rockefellers and all this little stuff have done whatever to keep a certain level, a certain skin color the same way, right? Instead of because they didn't want to dilute their, you know, who they are or whatever with like darker skin, things like that. And so it's just a whole bunch of those examples, man.
Right. But you know, it's not, it's funny thing is, it's not just, you know, supporting black businesses or anything like that. I'm talking about in the workplace too. I dealt with it.
Oh my goodness.
Trent, you know, I dealt with it. Man. Trent, and you know, should I say the name? Should I say the name?
Yeah, I think you should.
Don't say the name. Don't say the name.
You said you were going to call you.
I said I was going to call us the name, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm looking at this camera. And if you know me, you know, if people know me and know what I went through during this promotion cycle.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about.
Light Bright?
Yes. Y'all tell him I said it.
That's his nickname.
I don't care. He's
Light
a crab
Bright.
in the barrel type motherfucker. But he held me back. He held me back from being promoted because he felt that I wasn't, what'd he say? He said I didn't grow up in his system. In a sense, I didn't grow up in his system, so because I wasn't one of his minions, right? One wasn't running around chasing tail behind him.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't want to promote me, so I left.
And got promoted.
And got promoted as soon as I left. Yeah. So that tells you, and I got promoted by people that don't look like us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that pisses people. That pisses me off. Right, when you've got people that, you know, in your corner, they're not black, you know what I'm saying? But you had to leave in a certain organization to get to another organization, but that organization was ran mostly by white people, and they're the ones that actually put you on.
I mean,
just to go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, totally to piggyback off of what it is that you said through my military career and especially my police career, because remember, I was a cop ever since I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
And growing up in those systems where you're inside the institutions that we all complain about as black people right now, when you're growing up, I'm gonna let you know right now, every single time I ran into an obstacle, every single time I ran into a hurdle, every single time I ran into a blockade, you know who it was that was standing there? A black person. And that's no bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't get promoted from PFC to specialist until I transferred to 3rd Platoon from 1st Platoon in the 3-7 Cav at Fort Stewart, who was a white platoon sergeant. And he was just like, hey, Wapes, you can run pretty far. You can run pretty fast. I'm going to make you a specialist. Make sure you bring up the guys behind you and teach them how to run like you do.
Yeah.
You know, like they just kind of, every single time I ever got in a fucking gunfight, guess what? It wasn't a fucking white person that was trying to kill me. It was a black person that tried to kill me. I blew a person's brains out on a traffic stop once.
You so graphic.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying. And you know how that messed with me because that was my first kill. So it was as a police officer, and police officers can go 20, 30 years, whatever, without ever doing anything like that.
I heard that, yeah.
And I'm, you know, two years out of the academy, and I'm shot somebody on my traffic stop that had a 357 Magnum pointed at me, by the way.
Yeah.
But, and you know, this book On Killing by David Grossman helped me through the situation.
Yeah.
But if it was, how many black people do you think came to me besides my family and told me, hey, Rob, psychologically, I want you to be okay. Are you good? None.
Really?
None. So I understand where you're coming from, Ron. You know what I mean? And
It's crazy, man.
What do you think?
Yeah. We do it to each other.
Think? Yeah,
we do it to each other.
Yeah, that. Like, do you guys know? Like, what's your guys' opinion? Like, why do you guys think? And I kind of gave him my opinion, whatever. Why I think, but like, what do you guys think? Why is that the reason? Do you think that it's been beaten into us to, like, you know, bring our own people down, whatever? That's like the way we've been trained.
Well, you have to, and we talked about this. I brought this subject up not too long ago, maybe about a month ago, where I talked about racism and things being ingrained in your DNA.
Yeah,
You remember that?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, I remember that.
So if we're being taught as former slaves back in the 16, 17, and 1800s, we're talking about slavery and all these things: buck breaking, the Willie Lynch Manual, Jim Crow, Civil War,
slave catchers,
selling each other. White people selling us back, Native Americans selling us back, us selling. I mean, if we've been taught for 200-300 years over time that this is the way you're supposed to act, then don't you think that the same way that intelligence is passed from me to my child, that a sense of toughness is passed from generation to generation through black people, then shouldn't something like this also that was ingrained in us way back in the day be able to be passed from generation to generation? I mean, I'm not a molecular biologist or any type of biomedical engineer, but I've got a couple friends that are, and this might be a really good question to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it like that. If it happens with black people, and the question that I asked before was, if it happened for black people from generation to generation, then why can't that white hood be passed from one generation to the next?
Oh,
why can't
for sure.
Why can't that burning cross be passed from one generation to the next?
Go ahead, boy. You speaking truth right now.
I'm just saying. I mean, if we can learn this to learn how to pull each other back down in the barrel, because I don't want to get whipped if you run away from this here farm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If I'm going to keep you. Oh, well, Kent. Kent's thinking about Trent. I'm sorry, Kent. Trent's thinking about running away, Massa. I don't want to get whooped, so I think that you need to put him in the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you turn around and you say, okay, well, there was a real pretty black girl that moved up on the farm up the road right there, and I'm a white dude, and I'm interested in that chocolate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why can't that be passed from generation to generation?
Yeah, which I think it has. I think that also has been passed through generation. And we talked about this,
We did before.
And it's so frustrating, man. When and it's funny when you think of like 2020, man. You see you can literally just go to Twitter and just.
Well, I'm gonna tell people all the time. I deal in the technology field, and I tell people all the time, just because you graduated from Virginia Tech with a degree in chemical engineering doesn't mean you're smart.
Oh, for sure.
Technology does not make you smart. It makes things easier for you. But it doesn't make you intelligent.
Yeah.
Intelligence comes from here. It comes from who you are, what you learned, what was passed down from you from generation to generation. That builds intelligence.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can, do the whole technology thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, I really do think that as us as black people, I'm not a hater, man. I'm a congratulator. Yo,
Yeah.
dog, if you can get it, get it.
Get it,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
What, man? You just chastised Tyler Perry, man.
I'm chastising
Man,
you.
come on, man. Tyler Perry is a billionaire, and you was like,
I just
come
said I
on,
was
man.
not a fan of his work, but if you
Eh,
hit rewind,
whatever,
you'll
man.
see that I said I'm very proud of him because he always puts his ass where his mouth is.
just mess with you, man.
With your Washington football team hat on.
So
That's
actually,
That's the Chicago Blackhawks.
see, this,
Because
this is how I know.
I grew up in Illinois, so I know Chicago Blackhawks.
this
I'm
is
a
how-
Blackhawks
this
fan.
is- This is how I know.
But you know, I see where you're coming from, Rob. But
He tried it.
I'm a Blackhawks fan, man. So
He
like,
tried
that's-
it.
I definitely recognize
He
that
tried it.
instantly. Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Do you really like sports? Do you really watch sports? Because if you watch sports, I don't
Nope.
care about the Eagles jersey. I
I
don't care about the Eagles jersey.
I was the defenseman that leveled your midi ass when you came across that crease.
I'll say this though. I'll say this.
Go ahead,
Bruh,
say
you-
something.
I'll
Bruh,
say this.
you was not
Doc,
gonna touch
Doc
me.
has had.
Man,
Doc has.
I was
I'll
that
say
dude.
this. I'll say
I was
this.
6 foot
Oh,
stick.
hold on, Trent.
I was
I'm
that
gonna tell
dude
you.
with the 6 foot.
I'm gonna tell you something. Look,
Yeah,
look.
man.
I got my sticks in the shed.
You ain't said
I
nothing.
got my sticks. I got my helmet over there. I got another helmet in the shed. I got my gloves. I'm gonna tell you something.
You got a
was
dental
not
plan?
you was not touching me
Oh, okay.
in lacrosse. I'm telling you. Anybody who's watching this,
Yo, we
and
were the
know
king-
me.
What's the heck
They
in
know
high school?
you was
We
not
the-
touching me.
We was the kings of spring, baby. That's what we did.
Boy, boy, I'm a bear. We're gonna record this video. We're gonna record that video.
And my people invented the sport that you.
We're
playing.
Yo, wait, your people. Who your people?
He claimed the
Native
Native Americans
Americans.
Day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
From
it used to be
last
played-
week.
The
So look,
goals used to be
look.
miles apart.
Rob, what we're gonna do? We're
What?
gonna go to a field, find a goal, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna play.
Okay.
Me and you, 1-on-1.
And
No
I'll
problem.
be videoing it.
Nah, first to 5. If I get 5 goals, I win. If you stop me 5 times, you win. That's how we roll. All right. Do we
I
have?
am so not wait. I am so.
Do we have a deal?
Yes, please shake my
All
hand.
right, man.
What are we betting?
No, ain't nothing, man. I'm just recording it for these people to see.
I bet you a bottle of Four Roses.
All right, that's what's up. we bet 4 roses.
Keep
Somebody
bringing the
over
Four
here
Roses
got a
out.
bet.
Hey, man.
Stop bringing in the Four Roses, okay?
I got a warrior stick with your name on it.
Okay. Okay. Guess what? And I got one that's going to grow. I'm telling you,
Don't stutter.
I'm going to whoop your ass so bad,
Okay.
bro.
Okay.
It's not even funny.
Not a problem.
Y'all are hostile.
Oh man, yo,
Y'all some hostile.
you know why I'm hostile? Because I have not had anybody
Negroes.
challenge me in lacrosse since. Matter of fact, my cousin's brother, man, he challenges me all the time. But you know, I actually
might call up
actually
Jake
help him out.
Berge and get a couple tips.
Man, I ain't
I
gonna
don't
lie.
you don't need to get no tips. I thought you was the greatest,
know
man.
Jake
First of
Berge
all,
is.
I thought you was the
both
greatest.
both of y'all too old to be out here having these conversations, competitions with
we gonna
lacrosse.
Get out there,
We're gonna be
throw a
sitting there
hit.
talking about, oh my, growing.
I just pulled my hamstring. Oh my god, y'all
Nah,
too
for me-
old.
Nah, for me it'll be. I'm
Why
gonna
don't
blow,
y'all just play it online?
I'm gonna blow my hip out.
Just just play it online.
That would be good though, wouldn't it? It would be nice for like MILL to come out with a nice like lacrosse game on PlayStation 4. or
Is there
something.
like a
No.
a big lacrosse? I guess
No,
there's not.
I
Right?
mean, yeah, there is MILL, Major Indoor Lacrosse League.
Yeah,
I've been
they-
following Paul and Gary Gates while you were back in elementary school.
Back in elementary school.
Man, you know it's so funny.
Where's the crickets?
I'm not gonna do crickets because
See, you can't be the producer. You can't be the producer, Ron.
Yeah, because he knows I'm right. That's why.
Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the
Yeah.
wow of the week.
Wow
with
of
Rob.
the week. Wow of the week. Wow of the week. So here we go. We got Beach Karen going on, and apparently at Beach Karen there was 3 black women at Manhattan Beach in California that were jogging, and they jog every Sunday morning. You know, it's never been a big deal, but apparently there was a Mexican woman. She identifies herself as being Mexican, and she said that she was accosted on the beach by 3 Africans, not African Americans, not blacks, not dark-skinned women, 3 Africans. Go ahead and play the game.
I'm calling the police. This woman just hit me, everybody. This woman just accosted me. I can't believe you. I knew you guys are so violent. You Africans are so fucking violent.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
You're an African, right? I'm trying to give a description. Why are you so offended by the fact that you're an African.
You called me a
You're an African.
So
okay?
an African is a
You're trying to put words in my mouth.
You called me a
Police. Hi, I was just accosted. A woman just accosted me. She violently attacked
This woman
me
is a
from
Karen.
behind.
She called me the N-word. She called me the N-word. She's not wearing a mask. I mean, I'm not gonna. You're better than this. I'm getting her on video so that I can say this is an example.
I need a paramedic. I need an ambulance. My environment has been harmed by this African black person. Yes, I've been harmed by the environment that this African has created. This African, black lies, black lies, black lies.
I'm like shaking. I can't even imagine what you must think right now.
My emergency is that I was just attacked by an African black person. She just attacked me from behind. She attacked
you. You are not good.
I'm on the bike path. I'm on the bike path. This woman just keeps following me. She did not keep 6 feet away from me.
So here we go with the entire condescending tone. You know, you're an African and you people are so violent. You know what? I feel really bad for these three ladies, these three African ladies. I feel terrible that nothing ever happens to people that do dumb shit like this. You dial 911, you report a crime that never occurred, you report people that didn't do anything to you, and then nothing ever fucking happens. I really think that there needs to be a federal law.
I think one state created a law, didn't they? I don't know.
They need, I don't know, but if they didn't, they need to. But they need to start creating local ordinances and state laws, and even considering maybe a federal law that will start arresting people that do dumb stuff like this, because this is absolutely atrocious. I mean, it's terrible. It's just like the Central Park thing. It's just like the Central Park thing where the dude was out bird watching and a woman got upset. Did you see the way she was dragging the dog that she was complaining on?
Yeah.
Amy Cooper.
Yeah, that who? Who's that?
Amy Cooper at Central Park. That was her name.
But here's the thing.
Choking her dog.
Here's the thing, man. Here we go. Another situation, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Where you ain't got none of we don't know what happened at the beginning of the video. She said that they attacked her. You know, maybe they ran too close to her. That's the only thing I can think of, because I don't see. Did you see the women that they were
yes.
she was talking about?
Yes.
They don't look like. And I hate to say that because you can't say what does a criminal look like,
right.
But they don't look like anybody who would just walk up and just hit somebody without them doing anything to them. So I challenge that to that narrative that they attacked her. Maybe they ran up real close to her. She was, some of those running and jogging and walking trails have certain areas where you're supposed to walk and you're supposed to run.
Yeah.
And maybe she was in the
lane.
Maybe she was in the wrong lane. She was walking in the run lane. And they ran up on her. It was like, "Excuse me, you need to move out the way." And she got mad.
Offended.
And
let me tell y'all something. I live in DC, right? And DC is a very liberal city, right? But even when I'm walking past, people of a certain ethnicity, bro, I don't get too close to them, man. And it's because of everything that has going on. I don't, because I don't want to be put in that particular.
I do.
Hold on, stand by, because I'm not done. Well, you live in Akakeek. I get that, right? But my thing is, right? But no, because here's the thing. Like in Akakeek, it's probably a little different than DC, right? But I'll tell you what. I was in Harris Teeter one day.
Congratulations.
I was in here. Well, can I finish? Why are you congratulating me on going grocery shopping?
Because you went to Harris Teeter.
Harris Teeter eating ass.
Yeah,
I don't
little big old steak eating ass.
Hey, Rob,
guys,
Rob, we're not able to go to Harris Teeter.
We can't afford it. You know,
Harris Teeter. I was in Harris Teeter.
Only DC people go to Harris Teeter.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, for
Harris Teeter eating ass.
I don't. I
eat that leftover meat.
Oh man,
Ooh, boy.
Ryan couldn't even get his headphones in. Okay, all right. I was just trying to set up the story.
Well, you failed.
I didn't fail because you didn't let me. You didn't let me finish my story. I was at the grocery store. Can I just say that? I was
Just say
at
the grocery.
I was at a
Fucking
regular
Harris Teeter.
grocery store, and Harris Teeter is not like a fancy like grocery store.
We talking about Nancy Pelosi privilege?
Yeah. You got a refrigerator
Teeter.
full of ice cream.
Oh, so now I got privilege.
I'm just saying, man. Don't nobody get to go
You
to
know what I'm
Harris
saying?
Teeter,
You
man.
want them black dudes that just call
Does-
say
does your
everybody
does your
got
driver
privilege.
park at the end of the street or walk up the driveway?
He walk up this driveway. You can't call everybody. Anyway, I was at the grocery store.
Right, yeah. You was shopping.
I was grocery shopping because I needed food. Okay. This was when like coronavirus really popped off.
So
right?
you can't eat the squirrel that you
This is when coronavirus really popped off, right? And so like a lot of people weren't really going to the grocery store, and so I went to the grocery store. It was just blah 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 regular, and they I'm not sure if you've seen like they've got like the place where you can walk up in different aisles. So it's like one way you go up this aisle. You go up the other way, it's a one way, right? So you can't like go the opposite way or whatever, right? So I wasn't paying attention. It said one way. It was the other way. All I saw was an older white woman in my way, right? She had her cart taking up the whole aisle. So I'm like, excuse me. I was very respectful. Walked around her, and you know what she had the nerve to say to me?
You little dark.
Yo, she was. I mean, pretty much.
Darky.
She said, "You're going the wrong way."
Yes, darky. Do not go.
And so I literally was like, "Man, who?"
Go past go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "You're
$200.
going the wrong way." And I turned around, I was like, "Man, who you think you talking to?" Right?
Oh, you said it like that?
Oh, 100%.
Man, now you're an angry black man.
I was an angry
Yup,
black, but
yup.
see, but here's the thing. She said something else under her breath, and the first thing that came to me was like, walk up on her, right?
She called you a poodle head.
I don't know what she said
No?
because like at this point, I'm looking at
curls on
I'm
this
looking at buying penne pasta, right? So like at this point, I'm not really
penne.
penne, bro. I'm not paying attention.
Hey, here we go.
I'm not paying attention. I'm a descriptive
I'm just saying,
individual.
you
Can I
don't
be? Can
suck
I
up, like-
not be
Fucking
descriptive?
macaroni, man.
Y'all know me. I'm
What's the matter
very.
with macaroni pasta?
Because I don't want-
like macaroni salad.
I know, but I wasn't getting that for macaroni salad. I was getting to make penne pasta with
How
shrimp.
do you know?
Well, hold on, I want to hear what he put in it.
Okay,
What you
go
put
ahead.
in it? Shrimp and what else?
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you something, man. Pasta, man. That's my go-to,
Stop touching
man.
your mouth, man.
I'm not touching my mouth. I'm
You're
touching.
making me uncomfortable.
I'm touching my facial hair that I'm gonna shave by next week anyway. So
So what you put in it? Put shrimp and what else?
Do you
That's
put
the thing,
celery?
got nothing to do
Yo,
with
did you put celery in with the shrimp?
man, look, let me tell you
I heard
something.
they complement each other.
Can I finish? Can I finish
just
my?
checking
Can I
their
finish
fucking
my story?
fake-ass wolf-
Because we can have a cook off.
Fake ass Wolfgang Punk. Wolfgang Puck.
You know what?
Like punk. Damn, he been want to call you a
Wolfgang
punk.
Puck.
He just
No,
wanted to call you a
I didn't
punk,
know.
that's
I
all.
was saying Wolfgang Puck.
I
All
ain't
right,
gonna
Gordon
lie.
Ramsay. How about that?
You know what? Y'all won this one. I'm done. Y'all won this round. There's nothing I can say
Oh,
right now.
listen.
I am so I'm
But I'm a
shocked.
big fan of like penne pasta.
But I wasn't talking about penne pasta. Ain't got nothing to do with what I was talking
He's talking about
about.
the white lady in the aisle.
I was talking about the white lady mile, but I forgot what I was talking about. For anyway, bye bye.
It's confession time with Trent B.
Trent B. Trent B. Trent B. Trent B.
All right, everybody. So we've got our confession letter, and for our viewers, I don't know why I said bye bye.
I don't know why I said bye bye either.
On the way out, I have no idea why. I was just so flustered, man. They got me flustered, which rarely happens, but they got me flustered. So anyway, confession letter, guys. So we do this every weekend. So. And I'm really curious of how our viewers are going to respond to this. I really want our viewers to comment on this because I'm curious about this, right? So here's the thing. The confession letter says, my whole life, I've been sitting here trying to grapple with the way black people have been treated. And these last few months, I've been seeing the stuff happening and feel that as white people, we should be doing more. Those of us who care, that is. So what can us white people do to better help with making sure equality is reached for all, but mostly black people?
Well, Rob,
This is interesting.
I gotta go to Rob with that one because
I'm gonna take a page. Listen, number one, I want to say God bless you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
and that's it. We done.
We done. We done.
That's it.
Bye bye.
Oh man.
Nah, real. Oh god.
Boy, get it out.
Go ahead.
Get it out, man.
Take your time.
Honestly speaking, I honestly want to say God bless you. I mean, as a white person, it really seems like you're in tune with what it is that black people are going through with the institutional racism and stuff. I just want to say God bless you and thank you. But I want to go ahead and take a page out of my man Malcolm X's book, and I want to say the answer to your question is nothing. Get out of the way. I know it's deep. I know it's deep because I didn't think of it. I just took it from my man Malcolm X.
But you said it before on this show before.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there's not a thing that white people can do for us when we should be doing shit for ourselves. And Trent and Ron, these guys have hit this nail on the head repeatedly throughout the course of this entire program. And especially today with the crabs in a barrel, until black people start to learn to do for themselves, we are never going to be able to have what other people or other races do for black people actually count to making our lives better.
Yeah.
Now, we all know, and Trent, you said this last week that really resonated with me. You said that this country was built on the backs of black people. And so without black people, this country would fall. I like to still think that that's true. I want to honestly believe that that's true. But at the end of the day, until we start to believe in each other, until we start holding doors open for other black people, until we start letting other people merge in our lanes, until, that are black, until we start looking out for each other the same way that, white people look out for themselves. Okay. We are, there's nothing that you as the writer, as the author of this letter, there's nothing that you're really going to be able to do for us.
Yeah. I agree with you. And it's funny because if you look at the protest that's been happening for like the past few months, whatever, last 90 plus days, I believe, right? But in like the last, I believe, like 50 or 40 days, right? It's been the majority, at least where I'm at and what I've been seeing all over. It's been a majority of like white liberals who have been, on the front lines protesting and stuff like that, whatever. And and I'm with it. I'm like, hey, that's cool. If y'all want to consider yourselves an ally, cool. That's what's up, right? But I agree with you, Rob, man. We as a community itself, we have so much baggage that we are, we're keeping each other down, that we have to actually do an internal look on ourselves. I'm not sure if anybody has been through like, therapy and stuff like that, but if you've gone through therapy, a therapist is always trying to get you to look inside, like, all right, like, what can you do within yourself, what I'm saying, to kind of change, whatever. Like, what can you recognize?
Help me help you.
Yeah, like, what can you recognize that it within yourself, you know what I'm saying, to be like, all right, like, I recognize that I haven't done this. Oh, I have done this, and this has been the consequence, right? And I think as a community, as a black community, we have to do that, right? We have to, like, look inside, like, all right, what work has been working against us, but what have we been doing that works against us as well? And I think that's really what's going on. So I think no one can else help it. Yeah,
have y'all heard of the? It was a former teacher, white lady. I think from Louisiana. Can't remember her name. But she's becoming like a social media sensation. But she's been talking about a lot of this stuff for years. And you remember the Hard Rock casino that they were trying to build in Louisiana that went down and people were killed. I think it was in Louisiana. So essentially she went out, and for the last few years they've been trying to recover all the bodies from that incident. They haven't been able to. Just recently.
Really?
Yeah, just recently.
Because I've been in a Hard Rock like a bunch of times all over the country, like the big guitar shaped. Yeah. Like,
no, so in Louisiana, there was one that went that collapsed.
Wow.
And it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And they were trying to recover all the bodies. So recently they recovered a couple of people's bodies, and I think one of them were black. And she was outraged. She was like, why did it take so long for them to recover the bodies of certain people? And they kept saying that they couldn't do it because certain parts of the structure were not letting them do what they had to do. But either way, she became an advocate.
Mm-hmm.
She has become an advocate. She's been an advocate for black voices, even to the point where I think in Kenosha, I think she went to Kenosha, and there were some National Guard troops that were standing ground on their post, and there were some agitators. Well, we don't have to guess what the agitators look like. They didn't look like us, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking shit to those National Guardmen and women holding that post. And she went up to them. She said, "What is your problem? Like, what are you doing? What is it that you think you're going to accomplish by yelling at them? They're not the problem.
Right.
They're not the problem.
No, they're not.
The problem is bad police." And she kept up, and she got called a Karen. And so I was like, all right, if we ever come across her video, we're going to tell you what a Karen does not look like, because she's been a advocate and a voice of reason for black people for years. She's even gone out here and told people about her privilege and all this other stuff. And people sit here and say, well, you don't really have grounds to talk. You're white and all this other stuff. I think she even got out of teaching because of it. And I can't remember her name. If I remember her name, we'll bring it up next week. But she's very powerful.
That's my problem. My bad, Rob. But like that's my problem. I don't know if you guys saw the video, and this actually happened in DC. This happened twice now, right? I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where a group of protesters. There was these two friends, these female friends they were just having drinks at an outside bar or whatever, minding their business, blah blah. And the protesters came up and got into their face, and were like trying to.
I saw that.
Yeah, we're trying to force them to raise their face.
Asian woman, wasn't it? Or
yeah.
something?
Oh, it was in DC.
No,
It was
it was in DC.
A woman with dark hair.
I saw that.
Yeah. So it was one. She was a white woman, whatever. But she was with I believe she was like half black, half white, or whatever. Her friend, whatever. They were just having drinks, whatever, and they get into her face, and they weren't like belligerent, and like putting her hands or anything like that. But they were like trying to force her to like raise her fist. And she actually did an op-ed in Washington Post and was explaining why. Right, but then this also happened again not too long ago, like a couple of days ago, where the same thing. And I'm like, when you look at that crowd, you look at the video of that crowd, it's not black people. Black people aren't going up to people having just having drinks or food with their friends and saying, you better put your hands up, we better raise your fist, whatever. Because that's I've gone back to this, and I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna say two things. One, I'm okay with having allies. I'm not opposed to that, right? But my second thing is, the problem is when you get certain people of an ethnicity, white people, that get a hold of a movement, they corrupt it. And they do something. They hijack it. And that's exactly what they have been doing. They are hijacking. You can't go to somebody having a drink or having food with friends outside and try to force them to raise their fist. She wrote an op-ed in Washington Post and said, I have been to 4 marches. I support everything that's going on. At this time, I was just trying to have a drink and and have food with my friend. You know what I'm saying? And this has happened twice. I'm like, you can't go in somebody and force them to support what you support. That angers me or whatever, and I think it literally plays into the hands of people that do not support the protests and marches and all those that's going on. It plays into their hands, and you see that in different news organizations and blah 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 whatever on certain sides. I'm not going to put out this. I don't want to have that argument or whatever. But it plays into that hands like, well, you've got these group of Antifa, blah, 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 that's forcing these people to try to raise their fist. We don't support that. We don't support them. They're not part of that movement. They're wrong. 100%.
And
those people are wrong.
You agreed with what it is that I said a little while ago. I said you need to be careful of the people that hitch their fucking movements to our wagon.
100%. Yes, sir.
And I said
agree
that
with
before.
you.
I said you've got this movement and that movement,
Yes,
X
sir.
movement and Y movement,
Yes,
and
sir.
C movement that want to all hitch their wagon. You know, they want to hitch it to our horse, which is the black movement. And until you've had your son or your daughter cut down Breonna Taylor, you know what I mean? Until you've had your son or your daughter cut down by law enforcement and nothing happens to law enforcement. That's the part that messes me up the most.
Yeah.
You can barge into the wrong house, or you could barge into a house and cut somebody in half. And then you go home on administrative leave while they go into the morgue.
Yeah.
I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
You
And their
can tell
family's
somebody-
suffering.
Yeah, you can tell somebody, hey, listen, I've got a weapon, I've got a concealed carry permit to carry a concealed weapon, and I'm going to reach and grab you my wallet so I can show you my permit, and then have this person executed live on Facebook, and nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So you and I are in total agreement. But just before I end this, I want to give a shout out to my ex-wife, Elise Guadalupe. Her husband was Jose Guadalupe, or Tony. He died in the Second World Trade Center tower when it collapsed. He was a member of FDNY, house number 54 on Manhattan. He was part of Manhattan's finest. And, talking about the whole collapse of the building and stuff like that earlier just kind of brought me to think about her. And I just want to give a shout out to her. We're on total opposite ends of the spectrum. And, yeah, you might be a Democrat, but I still respect you. Barely.
That's what's up. Yeah.
You still respect Trent?
No, my ex-wife.
Oh,
His ex-wife.
okay. I about to say.
I don't respect Trent or you.
Get the fuck out.
Hey, but
Deuces.
I respect. Hey, but I respect you though.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, we need to end this show.
As black people, man. We're supposed to uplift each other, man.
I love Rob.
Man, damn all that.
Trent,
You
man.
ain't bring me no mac and cheese, man. I ain't got no respect for you.
Man, I brought you some good Venezuelan rum.
Trent, man, how can they reach you?
True that.
Oh, how can they reach Trent?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a loaded question. You can reach me. What's my new one again? Okay. So anyway, I got two Instagrams. You can reach me at Trent B Franklin,
Ron Drunk.
or you can reach me at the Trent B5 on Instagram.
No.
Facebook, you can't reach me. I mean, I'm on there, but you can't reach me.
Rob's just shaking his head like, yeah.
Horse faces. You can reach me at Horse Faces 5.
How you know my name better than I do?
Because I be stalking you.
See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about, man. What is wrong?
I know everything Robbie's saying,
Yo,
man.
I'm starting to feel uncomfortable here. Comfortable being uncomfortable? I'm uncomfortable.
Motherfucker
Hey,
stalking,
Oh
man.
my God, yeah. What's it? What you put in these cups, man? You lace them with some date rape joint.
Nah,
Roofies?
I put PCP in there.
You can reach me at Donkey Faces on I don't know what the hell I'm on.
That's
now.
Instagram. man.
That's Instagram. Yeah,
Horse
Donkey
faces is
And you can reach me on Twitter at Horse Faces with a Z. Is with a Z?
is with a Z.
Yeah, with a Z.
And Facebook too.
You can't reach me on Facebook because me and Mark Zuckerberg, man, we got a disagreement going on right
Wait,
now.
because I was just looking at your page the other day. Did he block you again?
Yo, why you all up in my Kool-Aid, man?
It ain't Trent Franklin.
Yo, check it out, man. Yo. You can reach me on Instagram at DocRJ.5. You can also reach me on Twitter at RJSpeaks100. Hey, make sure you follow us on Facebook. All you have
Why
to
ain't you
do
got no Twitter,
is
man?
at comfortable2uncomfortable.talk. You can also catch us on Instagram at comfortable2uncomfortable.talk as
They
well.
banned them.
Check out our new YouTube channel. It's one word, Comfortable Being Uncomfortable, the podcast. Make sure you listen to us on Apple, Google, and Spotify. All you have to do is search Comfortable Being Uncomfortable. Last but not least, man, we got to give a shout out to our sorority sisters and our fraternity brothers of Zeta Phi Beta and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Hey, check it out. Look, I know there was a comment in the comments on Facebook Live that we were going to create a separate feed for the Q&A. We are not going to do that because we're going to lose all the notes and the discussion posts. So we got to keep that up. But make sure you tune in to the Q&A immediately following this. Give us about 5 minutes. Thanks. Peace.